Today we're going to make Pavlova, which is a meringue and fruit and whipped cream dessert. It's one of my mom's favorites. I'm going to make little versions of it. So we're going to start with meringue shells. What I do is take a 3-inch cookie cutter, round cookie cutter, and draw circles on my parchment paper so that I have a guideline for how big I want them. I don't want to make them too big because I want them to be single serving. So I should be able to get 18 out of this recipe, which gives me 3 pans of 6. I'm going to flip these over, and once we make the meringue, we're going to pipe it on, and I'll show you that in just a moment. In order to make our meringue shells, we're going to take 1.5 cups of egg whites that are at room temperature and put them inside our mixer that is fitted with the whisk attachment. A teaspoon of cream of tartar to make it thicken up. We're going to start whisking together the egg whites until they become really frothy. Then we're going to add the sugar until it becomes stiff peaks that we can pipe out into our shells. So once our eggs are frothy, we're going to add 2 cups of sugar into those egg whites. We're going to turn it on again on high and wait until stiff peaks form. The meringue, if you put something in it and you can pull it out and it keeps its shape, that means it is at the right consistency. Those are stiff peaks. So what we're going to do now is pipe it into a piping bag and pipe it into our circles. So I have fitted my piping bag with the 2D tip from Wilton. It's a closed star. So I'm going to take the meringue and fill my bag with it. Just like this. First thing we're going to do is do a light outline around that circle that we drew earlier. And we're going to kind of flatten it out because you want to have a base at the bottom for you to put something in. So I just flatten out just a little. And then we're going to fill our piping bag again. And we're going to go around just the outside and not fill in the center of that circle. And this will create your shell for you to fill with. We're going to do whipped cream and fresh blueberries and strawberries this time. But because of the consistency of a meringue shell, you can fill it with just about anything that you want. And then these take a really long time to bake. It's 1.5 hours in a 225-degree oven. And then it's, you turn off the oven and let the oven cool while they're still inside the oven. So it takes about 2.5 hours total. And filling piping bags is always a messy endeavor. All right, we're gonna put them in the oven. Our meringue shells are now out of the oven, the basis for our pavlova, and we're going to leave it on a cooling rack for about another 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll make the whipped cream to fill and chop up the berries to spread around on top. Now we're gonna make vanilla whipped cream. We're gonna take 2 cups of cold whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, and just a teaspoon of vanilla. Put it in the mixer. And we're going to mix until we have stiff peaks so that we can pipe it into our meringue shells and then add fruit to the top. This is our vanilla whipped cream. You see the stiff peaks and how thick it has become. This is different from the regular whipped cream that I make because I added vanilla to it to give it a little bit of a flavor. It'll bring out the tartness of the berries to have that vanilla in there. Usually when I go to put icing into a piping bag, I run into the fact that I wish I had a third hand. So one of the tricks that I use is I take a glass cup and you can put the bag all the way down inside and then you just spoon whatever it is you need in, and then you don't need the third hand. You can still hold your bowl, you can hold your spatula, and then we just bring the sides up, shake it around a little, and we're ready. So what we're going to do is pipe and then I'm going to chop up some berries. One of the first things I do, so I used to chop berries by hand, but my mother-in-law found this amazing thing that gives me perfectly sliced strawberries every time. Just put a strawberry in, squeeze, and see you get perfect, the same size of strawberry every single time. So all we do now is we're going to arrange pieces of strawberry. And then I've got some blueberries that we'll add in, and a couple raspberries, and some more blueberries. And there you have an amazing and light fruit pavlova.